in South Africa, the first thing you come across is apartheid architecture, what that did and what impact it has today. So I think apartheid architecture is arguably one of the most genius architecture that has ever happened, because it orchestrated not just building, but how people live and people's lives far beyond the regime of apartheid architecture. So what they did was they came up with this thing called the 40-40 rule. So where they would build a 40 square meter home, which would be a labor camp for the majority of the people, black people in South Africa, place it 40 kilometers away from town where sort of the white masters lived, and then devoid those communities of economic opportunities and gathering places, because those will have political implications with them. And what this did was it forced people to spend 40% of their income commuting 40 kilometers to go work in town, where only that's where the jobs and economic opportunities were. So that was back in 1960s when that was built. And apartheid ended 25 years ago. I'm 25, just when I was born, that's when it ended. But the laws might have changed, but the architecture didn't. So people are still spending 40% of their income commuting to work in town today, right? Which then renders them incapable of developing their own homes and their own communities. And it wasn't just apartheid architecture. We started looking at different housing projects around the world, and we realized the majority of social housing projects around the world have failed. And they have failed because of three reasons. One, for some reason, when people are designing for low-income communities, they think that they shouldn't consult them in the designing of their own home. It's failed because whenever people design low-income communities, they seldom put them away from economic opportunities, which is ironic because the only reason why you have slums and shantytowns is because people are trying to move closer to work. 3, people design these social housing projects in a box which is almost impossible to add on as the family grows in number and in economy. So it practically forces people to stay within that low-income bracket. So I partnered with Andrews University, master's architecture class, to do the opposite of what every social housing project has done. And that's where we did our first pilot project in Umbumbulu with Ubuntu Design Group.